I had to tell my employees that their salaries would be delayed. Again. So when I was running my second business, it was a real estate marketplace. We had just launched a new product, which was lead-based. So we needed to offer flexible payment solutions, namely post-pay. Here you can see me with my team at the conference where we introduced this new service, and it came out with a blast. Like, we had a ton of success with it there. However, with post-pay, you got to chase payments, and clients usually feel it, and they're rubbing it in your face or trying to get better terms with you all the time, right? They know they pick this thing up, right? And I was sick and tired of it, so I came up with a strategy that in just 3 moves flipped the whole scenario, and I didn't have to worry about that customer ever again. So first was me deciding that this customer is not going to influence my payroll at all anymore, okay? And with that, basically, I decided that this customer is not going to influence payroll anymore, and that meant switching around a few payments. So since it was a lead-based business, what we were doing was very simple. We were buying traffic, converting into leads, and then selling those leads to other customers, right? Fairly simple. But that meant that we paid all our suppliers up front all the time, because that's the engine of growth. And that meant that we need to keep those suppliers alive. Otherwise, if we cut that off, then we're not going to have leads to sell, and we're not going to make any money at all, right? So the decision was that we need to change the scenario and move it so that we can pay the suppliers a little bit later. And I called up all of my suppliers and I asked them, hey, listen, can we change the terms? Can we move it around a little bit? Maybe give me some extra days to pay, and so on and so forth. Now, not everybody agreed, but a couple of suppliers did. And with that, we managed to shift the goalposts from paying at the beginning of the month to paying at the end of the month, which was already a big help for us, because that gave us more or less a 30-day buffer. Number 2 is I stopped all R&D and I stopped all investment, right? So it was, in any case, start and go with this customer, because of this customer. I had to juggle around, like, what are we paying for, when, how, so on and so forth. We could never really invest the amount that we wanted to in the new initiatives that we have. So basically what I said is like, let's cut everything out for the time being, save up some money so that we can cover all the payroll costs, everything, so on and so forth. And once that's ready, and it combined with the first move, which was getting all the suppliers to be paid at a later stage, we started slowly but surely getting to a stage where basically I had everything paid up front, and I was ready for move number 3. Move number 3 is actually talking to the client. So, but there's a way that you need to go into it, right? So that I knew that he would be forcing my hand and playing on his influence on my business, because they were roughly about 30% of our total revenue. So basically, I just took all that leverage away from him, right? Because I don't need his money. I had saved enough money in the bank account to feel fine. I had renegotiated with all my suppliers, and I had got a small buffer. So I was fully ready to lose this customer when I went into for that discussion. And that's exactly what I did. I just went in. I said, listen, buddy, I can't continue doing it this way. If we continue doing business this way, that you're paying me at odd hours, odd days, and so on and so forth, I can't have stability, which means I can't improve the service, which means you won't get more leads for the same price, or you won't have new products from me that you can benefit from and improve your business, right? So that doesn't work. So either we come to terms and you pay us on time, or sorry, we're going to cut you, and don't worry, we'll have other people that will buy the leads happily at a higher price than what you're paying per unit right now. And that was it. And it worked. At the end of that meeting, we shook hands. Everything was great. He really understood it. And he had to move some things around for himself, because it was a big chunk for him as well at the same time. Like, we were both committed to serious budgets, but we shook hands, and since then it was the best relationship actually that I had, working relationship that I had with any clients for that business. So a small bonus is I had actually spoken to a few of our clients, and some had said that they could take more capacity, which means increasing their budgets, and that was great. So I knew walking out of that meeting in any case that, worst case scenario, yeah, I'm gonna take a hit in the short term because this guy's not gonna pay me this month, but in the long term, I'm gonna be spreading those leads out across more customers, which means at a higher price point per lead, which means more revenue for me, so I'll get that money back. Please remember one thing: if you land in this type of situation, just move the goalposts in your favor and you should be fine, right? So it's either talking with the customer or setting up everything else so that you're in a situation that you don't give a shit, and take it from there. See you in the next one.